Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today's tutorial kickstarts my requests week, or it might be 2 weeks, depends how many I make. At the moment I've done about 4. So basically I get asked nearly every day to make different cards. Sometimes I get sent links from a card that's been designed by somebody else and they'd like me to maybe change the size or just put my spin on it. So I thought it'd be really nice to share some of those cards this week and just how I've made them and if I've made any changes and things like that. So the first one is a tutorial that I believe was first done by Scrimping Mommy. I will link her tutorial in the description box below, and it's a triple diamond point. Now, I had quite a few requests for this one actually. So I've made a full-size belly band or a wrap for this one. So this is also my envelope, and the papers I've used I thought worked really well because I can just write the person's name in one of these little tags, and then you just take out the card inside. And I've used these gorgeous stamps and papers from the new Paddington collection. And then you have this triple diamond point card. It's really clever. I love how it all folds down into that 6x6 size. It displays really nicely. You can spread it out more if you want. You can have the diamonds in front. So these could be more focal, you know, kind of images. That could just be pattern paper. And then on the back, you've got your space there to write your message. But you could put panels across all of this if you wanted to. And I think it's a good one for if you've got work colleagues, because there's plenty of space there to add lots of signatures. And then you just pop one over the other, like so. And then for me, it all slides back into the belly band or the wrap, but you could also make a bouncy envelope or a box envelope for this, and I'll link those up here or they'll be at the end of the tutorial. Very, very easy to make. I think this week as well, none of the cards that I'm sharing require any specialty dies, so there's hopefully something there for everyone. So let's get started. So the papers I'm using are from the 8x8 Paddington paper pad. I'm going to use that one there. You also get the ephemera, but I'm not using them on this card, but I am using some of the images here. So I've already gone ahead and stamped the ones, and I've got, where is it? Yeah, they're both from just the Paddington one. This one's Paddington Gets Busy. So I've just taken the one with him with his like penguin suit on, and then him reading the book. So I've already prepared those. But you also get the stencil as well, so that would be nice in the middle of some of these panels as well. So that's the product, and then you're going to want 2 pieces of 11 3/4 by 6, and along the 11 3/4 side you want to score at 5 7/8. So just right down through the middle. You're going to do this twice, so right through the middle, and then because this is now 5 7/8, half of that is you start going into the 1/16 of an inch territory. So the easiest way is to just fold then in half into that middle score line. What I did, because this is a heavyweight cardstock, this is the Lidl cardstock, is if you just fold it over and just pinch, so just, you know, bring it over to the score line there and just pinch the top, and then line that up with a track and then score the rest. And again, you know, you're just bringing it over into the middle, but just pinch the top and then score, and that way you won't get any cracking, and it's just a bit easier. So you'll have 2 of these. Now we need to make the diamond shapes on the edge. So if you just pop it on the short side into your scoreboard, and just with a pencil, just put a little marker at 3 inches, and again at the other end at 3 inches. Now if you want, you can draw a pencil line from the bottom of here up to that pencil line, and again from the top to that pencil line. I'm just going to pop it straight into my trimmer here and just line up the bottom of that score line on the blade, and then that pencil mark, and just cut across. And then again, just line up that point, and then just repeat that again on this one. Okay, so you have 2 pieces like this, and basically you're going to fold over one end there and then the opposite end on this piece, and you're going to sit them together. That's going to be the middle of the card, but we need to connect it. So you want 3 pieces. I've cut these to 4 1/8 squared, and that will cover these sections perfectly, like so. And then I've cut these pieces to 3 7/8, and they will go on top and have a nice border. I'm going to use the construction glue. So this is the Collall construction glue. It's always linked below my video, and this is going to really strengthen the card on that side and then on this one. And then just sit those together and take this one here, just slide that down on top, Just make sure they're butted right up to each other. That's all going to get covered with my pattern paper in a minute, so I'm not worried about that. But just keep them pushed together. And you want to make sure that the points are all within the score lines here. So that one will go over there nicely, and that one can go over that one nicely. If you get any glue anywhere, just use a glue eraser. They're fantastic for getting rid of any unwanted sticky areas. You can see I've got it there, but if I just go over that, you can see it takes it straight off. Like I said, that's all going to get covered with pattern paper anyway. Then you're going to take your other one and you're going to stick it just on this half of the diamond. So again, it should all line up nicely there. And then this one will go on the other end there, so that when they're all stuck down, you'll see how one will close. Trying to do it, there you go, I'll do it that way. One will close that way and one will close that way. It's up to you whether you put the left over the right or the right over the left. So just trim away any bits that you're not happy with. I can see that little bit overhanging there, so I'm just going to trim that off. I probably just didn't get it exact on my trimmer. And again there. So it's really easy to kind of tidy up. There we go. You can now see how that's going to stand. Looks really cool. So my decoration, I've got these pieces, so I've already gone ahead and stamped these gorgeous images, and I've just coloured them using my coloured pencils, and they will fit perfectly in there. So they're 3 7/8 squared, and then I've got my middle one here with the sentiment. Now obviously when you close this, you're going to have one of these on the top. So if you wanted to have the sentiment on the top, then you'd want to have these on, you know, your sentiment on one of the outer sides. But I think I'm going to use a belly band, so it won't really matter. I've then cut all these pieces here, which are the same, so even the pieces for the back here, and these measure 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, so my normal kind of matte layer size. But I thought it'd be nice to decorate the insides of these panels, because you see these. So I've just made sure that the image continues there as well. So, and that's all from that paper pad, but I think it just helps bring everything together. And then once those are added onto the back, and again I've just stamped the little logo stamp there, and then I've taken this one from my own stamp set, which is the Happy Days, and it's the Hooray for Today. So that'll be the backs of these ones, will be where I write my message. So I'm going to get all those stuck down, and then I'm going to look at the belly band. Okay, so that's all stuck down. You can see how lovely that looks. It's such a wonderful style. And then you've got your space there on the back to write your message. So I've got 2 pieces here, which are just a smidge over 6 inches. So it definitely covers, you know, slides over the whole of the card. So you can see just slightly over. And then I've done it by 6 3/8. So you want to score both of them along that 6 3/8 side at 6 1/8. So you're just going to have a little 1/4 inch gap, but by doing 6 1/8 rather than the 6, it means, because there's quite a bit of bulk on this, it will, you know, it will kind of go through and slide in and out of the belly band. So just burnish both of those pieces. If you want to have a 1/2 inch tab, then just make it a little bit longer, but this is going to be fine. And then I'm just going to use some red tape and just run that along both of the tabs. Take the backing off, and then just lay this one over the top, like so. And then what I'm going to do is seal it when it's around the card. This is what I do when I make a bouncy envelope, which you can do because obviously there's dimension to this. But if you now pop it in here, you'll see there's plenty of room for it to sit inside with the bulk. So I'm going to just take the backing off of there. Now what I'm also going to do is decorate it first, but then I'm going to punch a little finger pull there so people know how to take it out. We'll use one of the papers here actually for the front. In fact, the perfect one to use would be this one, and then I can just write their name in one of the tags there. So I'm just going to lay this one down over the top with a equal border, and then just mark with a pencil there where to cut. So you should have a little bit of bounce to this because you stuck it together when it was over the card. I'm just punching through. I want to punch through both layers, so just punch through the top one first, and then I can just go back over and just line the punch up like so. There we go. As long as I can get the fingers, you know, across both sides. But I don't like the finish on the front there, so I'm going to pop this over the top, which is just going to tidy that up. But also it's just going to help direct the recipient to take out what's inside. So I'm just going to lay that over there. I think that looks quite nice anyway. So they've still got the finger pull on the back there, so it's going to allow them to be able to take it out. And then just close that all up. Find it easier to put it in from the bottom, like so. You also then don't see the point, but now I can get into there easily because you've got the finger pull area. You can just take that out. And it's dead easy to know, you know, for them to know what to do and how to display it, because some cards can obviously be confusing, but that's how it looks. As you can see, all the images there, the pattern paper. I've also added some of the accent glaze to the book and the hat there as well. So I hope you've enjoyed my take on the triple diamond point or triple diamond card. I will link all of the product that I've used, as always, in the description box below. I'll have popping up now some other kind of diamond shaped cards if you want to watch those next. And if you've enjoyed today and you've not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss out on any future tutorials. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.